Okay, so good day everyone. So for today we're going to discuss about the lesson number 7, focus on the nature of data. So when it comes to Masters of Business Administration programs, no, conducting research for managers requires taking a diverse approach, no, to the data. So on the most fundamental level, no, the nature of data in this context is founded on empirical facts, no, with the objective of delivering insightful analysis, no, that serve as a foundation for managerial decision making. So data from a variety of fields, including but not limited to financial, market, operational, and human resources data are included in this corpus of information. So the various nature of data and the ways in which it influences strategic planning and problem solving inside firms is something that the student absolutely need to have a solid understanding of. In your field, no, quantitative data constitute a substantial component of the research that managers and executives conduct. No? Surveys, experiments, and statistical analysis are all methods that can be used, no, to collect numerical data for this purpose. One can gain objective insights to business phenomena, no, through the use of quantitative data, which makes it easier, no, to recognize patterns, trends, and correlations. So managers are able to make more educated decisions with the assistance of such data, particularly in certain areas such as forecasting, no, performance evaluation, and financial management. To give us more details about the topic, let us all welcome our presenter. Go ahead.
Okay. Good morning, sir. Good morning, classmates. So good day. I'm Bernadette Tanlo, and I'm about to present about the nature of data, chapter 7. So itong topic natin, sobrang maiksi lang siya dito sa book. Actually, 3 pages lang siya. So, very fast lang tayo ngayong chapter 7. So, let's begin. First, let's talk about the objectives of this report. So number 1 is to understand the nature of data. 2, learn the characteristics and types of data. 3, to understand the 2 categories of primary data, yung nabanggit ni Sir kanina. And then 4 is learn the differences between qualitative and quantitative research methods, which is medyo nabanggit na rin ni Sir kanina, yung quantitative methods. So let's dive a little deeper lang. Hindi naman ganun ka-broad itong topic natin, but let's first define, sorry, pasensya na sa background ng puto at kutsinta na naglalako. First, let's define what is data. According to Google, it is if these are facts and statistics collected together for reference or analysis. And according to Cambridge Dictionary, it's information in the form of text, numbers, or symbols that can be used by or stored in a computer. So, sa madaling salita, data is information na ginagather natin for analysis, for reference. Kagaya ng nasabi ni Sir, in corporate world, we need data to decide on things, di ba? As managers, kailangan natin mag-gather ng information muna bago tayo mag-come up with a solution or with a target for sales, yung mga ganong bagay. So, mahalaga ang data. Next, there are 2 types of data, primary and secondary. So, primary data is the type of data which never existed before, hence, it was not previously published. So, ang primary data, ito yung first hand na nalaman mo from, for example, sa company, sa human resource, nag-conduct ka ng research within your employees to know about the management team. Kung gusto mong malaman kung anong take nila sa top management or sa mga supervisors nila. Diba may mga pinapadala yung research sa mga employees na parang survey form to describe how they are in their respective departments para malaman din nila kung paano sila minamanage ng kanilang mga supervisors. That's primary data if it comes to the horse's mouth, as they say. from the first person according to their experience or yung information about what they are currently handling or having. Next is the secondary data. This refers to a type of data that has been previously published in journals, magazines, newspapers, books, online portals, and other resources. So yung secondary data naman, these are data that are already available, pwedeng in the internet. Ngayon kasi hindi na natin masyadong ginagamit yung mga journals. But although kailangan pa rin natin sila, yung mga what do you call that? Physical na mga gamit, magazines and journals. Kasi kadalasan, sa online, nakikita na rin natin. So, mas madali siyang i-search online. But still, we have to use those references. Kasi yun nga yung purpose nila for us to use them. And iba pa rin yung may hawak ka na book whenever you study or whenever you analyze things. So, secondary data, ayun yung mga readily available, yung mga nauna nang ni-research ng ibang tao for us. So, we need this data. Actually, sabi, di ba yung ibang research or ibang mga study, ginagamit lang nila primary data. But no, we cannot do that na primary data lang ang pagbabasihan natin. Kailangan din natin ng basis. So, they come together talaga, kaya may two types of data, primary and secondary. Kasi si secondary, yung pwede mong gawing basis or pwede mo rin siyang maging reference nga nung mga to prove na tama si primary data mo. Now, let's go to the next slide. There are two categories of primary data collection method, quantitative and qualitative. So when we say quantitative, from its own word, quantity, a root word quantity, it means numbers, yung bilang. So, yung process niya is collecting and analyzing numerical data. While in qualitative, yung process niya is to collect and analyze non-numerical data. So, kabaligtaran lang siya. Si quantitative, puro numbers. Si qualitative naman is information. Si quantitative, nakukuha siya in statistics, kagaya ng sinabi ni Sir kanina, yung mga survey na ganon. And kay qualitative naman, sa mga interview or mga forums na personal na tinatanong mo yung tao. Kagaya nung ginawa nating research dun sa, yung in-assignment ni Sir sa atin sa mga officials ng respective barangays natin. That is a type of qualitative research with primary data dahil first-hand experience nila yung kinukuha natin, yung ginather natin na data. That's a qualitative type of interview. Now, sa pag-gather ng data, quantitative is gathering quantifiable data and performing statistical, mathematical, or computational techniques. Since numbers nga ang involved, more on computation. Anong kailangan kong target within the month? Kailangan ganito yung number of sales ko sa company or sa human resource naman. Ilang tao ba yung kailangan ko? So pag-aaralan nila yan in numbers. Kung ano-anong department ang kailangan, ilang tao ang kailangan ilagay per department or per division, so on and so forth. So with qualitative data naman, this is gathering non-numerical information such as words, images, and observations to understand individuals' attitudes, behaviors, beliefs, and motivations in a specific context. So, kagaya nga nung sinabi ko kanina, pwedeng yung kagaya nung ginagawa sa HR department na nag-gather sila ng information to understand kung ano yung experience nila in that department. Kung okay pa ba sila, ano yung mga makakapag-motivate sa kanila to work harder. So that's part of qualitative data gathering. Now, sa quantitative data, nabanggit natin ni Sir, ang mga ginagawa natin dito yung correlation analysis, mean, mode, and median, etc. So that's, I think that's self-explanatory. And then in qualitative data, ginagawa dito yung interviews, focus groups, observation, case studies, games, role-playing. Basta yung mga about sa words, hindi siya numbers, about sa information na kailangan mong malaman. any research that you do. That's a type of qualitative data. Next, and it's actually the last slide. Let's differentiate qualitative versus quantitative. So medyo na-differentiate na natin kanina. So isa-isahin lang natin yung sa characteristics niya, the type of data, ano ba si quantitative and ano si qualitative. Quantitative research is a phenomena described numerically, and qualitative, on the other hand, is a phenomena described in a narrative fashion. So na-explain na natin earlier, numerical with quantitative. Qualitative is information. Ninarrate ng person na in-interview. With the analysis naman, quantitative research is a descriptive and inferential statistics. It can be presented via charts, mga graph, may mga ganun na nakikita natin sa companies na sa financials, di ba, may mga chart tayo, sa nia-allocate yung ganitong budget. So, may mga ganun ginagawa. Pwede rin, kung familiar din kayo sa stocks, di ba, pag nakikita mo yung trend ng mga this day or next day na mga trend ng stocks per company, may mga chart sila, may mga graph sila na ginagamit na ganun. That's quantitative analysis. And in qualitative research naman, it's identification of major schemes. So, self-explanatory. So, pag identify natin na ano mga pwedeng mga plano, ano pang mga pwedeng nating idagdag dito. So, that's giving inputs, giving suggestions in the company. That's qualitative research and analysis. Then in the scope of inquiry, sa quantitative research, we do specific questions and hypotheses kasi numbers to kailangan accurate tayo sa ibibigay natin na information. While in qualitative research, this is very broad and thematic kasi walang one size fits all, walang a specific answer for a certain question. Like in HR, pwedeng I experienced good in my supervisor, pero yung isa kong co-employee is medyo off siya dun sa sa supervisor niya. So iba-iba din talaga ng magiging sagot in this qualitative research sa scope of inquiry kasi iba-iba tayo ng na-experience. Next, yung primary advantage. Sa quantitative research, these are large samples, statistical validity, accurately reflects the population. Ang niya is, pag di ba, nagsisensus ng population, napakalaki nung scope niya. Ang dami mong pwedeng i-census lahat ng lugar, di ba? Yun nga lang, magastos to yung yung quantitative data research kasi kailangan mo pang kumuha ng mga tao to gather information para maging accurate siya dun sa gagawin mong research. While in qualitative research naman, reach in-depth and narrative description of sample. Kagaya nga nung in-example ko kanina, yung pag-interview natin per barangay. Walang tamang sagot, walang wrong answer dun sa mga in-interview natin kasi experiences to in each barangay, in different barangays within the Caloocan area. So, in-depth, kung ano yung experience nila, inaalam lang natin para makagather tayo ng information na ganito pala sa Caloocan. That's the advantage, the primary advantage. Pero, meron din siyang disadvantage. Yung first, yung disadvantage ni quantitative research, superficial understanding of participants' thoughts and feelings. Kasi nga, dahil numbers lang yung pinag-uusapan natin, we disqualify the information, the feelings, yung thoughts ng mga tao kasi numero lang yung kinukuha natin. While in qualitative research naman, doon naman natin yung disadvantage niya, small sample lang. Kasi hindi mo kayang mag-interview ng lahat ng tao, interviewin mo ng same set of questions. Sobrang sobrang tagal nun. So, pwedeng 1, 5 hanggang 5 tao lang yung ma-interview mo with the same set of questions. Or in the market research, back in college, di ba meron tayong mga ganun na market research na nagiging assignment. Pwede kang mag-interview ng 50 people, madami na yon in a qualitative research na may set of questions. So, small group of people. And this is not generalizable, syempre, kasi they don't speak for everyone in the community. So, ayun yung downside ni qualitative research. But more specific nga lang siya. So, that's it with my report. Thank you for listening. And thank you, sir.
Okay. Research in business field, no, it can benefit from the richness and context that qualitative data provides. No, it is made up of information that is not numerical, as our presenter mentioned, and was gathered, no, through interviews, no, as stated in her presentation, no, observations and case studies with individuals, no. Managers are able to have a better understanding of the underlying causes and motives, no, that are behind specific organization actions and phenomena by utilizing qualitative data. This more in-depth understanding is extremely helpful for the development of effective strategies, no? So the management of organizational transformation and the improvement of satisfaction levels for customers. No? So students are pursuing a master's in business administration degree engaged in big data analytics, no, in addition to quantitative and qualitative data. Organizations are being overwhelmed with massive volumes of data from a variety of sources. Katulad po ng social medias, no, sensors, and transaction records as a result, no, of expansion of digital technologies. Big data analytics is the process of processing and analyzing enormous data sets, no, in order to generate important insights, no, identify patterns, and forecast future trends. The ability to master big data methodologies, no, provides managers with the power to leverage data-driven decision making and acquire, no, a competitive edge in the rapidly changing corporate landscape of today. So again, as our presenter mentioned, the nature of the data that is used in research for managers includes both the primary and secondary sources. Now, the terms primary, no, or data or primary data is refers to personal information that was gathered by the researchers themselves through means such as katulad nga ng questionnaires, experiments, or even direct observation. Secondary data, as of course, as what we've heard earlier, no, involve making use of data sources that already exist, no, such as reports from the industry, academic journals, and publications from the government. You as a student are able to conduct detailed analysis and evaluate findings through triangulation when they combine primary and secondary data. This helps to enhance the robustness of their study. So if we're going to combine the primary and secondary data, that is what we call triangulation. Okay, so in the context of MBA research, no, ethical consideration also play a significant influence in the type of data employed by managers. When it comes to data collection, analysis, and dissemination, it is absolutely necessary for students to adhere to ethical guidelines on a consistent basis. So the protection of confidentiality, no, the acquisition of informed consent from participants, and the avoidance of bias in the interpretation of data are all necessary steps in this process. Not only does ethical behavior protect the legitimacy and trustworthiness of the business community, but it is also support the integrity of the study that is being conducted. So the nature of data used in MBA research is distinguished by the fact that it is one that is dynamic and evolving. So the landscape of data is always shifting as a result of shifting customer preferences, nandiyan si technologies at ang market, no? In order to make use of the most recent tools and approaches for decision support, you as a managers now are required to remain current on the newest developments in data analytics, artificial intelligence, and machine learning through continuous education. And I'm happy that you are presently enrolled in a master's degree program. So when it comes to managerial research, continuous learning and adaptation are very necessary in order to fully use the potential inherent in data. So the nature of data that is used in research for managers in MBA program is broad. Sabi nga kanina, including qualitative, quantitative, and right now, whether we like it or not, we need to look into the big data analytics. So this is the nature of data. This approach incorporates both primary and secondary sources. It's governed by ethical issues, values, and it's motivated by the requirement for decision-making that is evidence-based. So, a manager's ability to handle complexities, and you could able to predict obstacles and capitalize on opportunities in today's dynamic business environment is directly correlated to their mastery of data analysis methodologies. So, ganun lagi ang natin. Pananaw natin. So, actually, when it comes to the history of the data, meron nga tayong types of data na sinasabi natin na data with reference to time factor at meron tayong data with reference to location factor. So, meron tayong tinatawag na time-independent data. So, this will be the data which can be measured repeatedly. Katulad po ng mga geosciences and astronomy such as geological structures, rocks, fixed stars, and others. Kapag sinabi natin time-dependent data, and this can be measured measured only once. Certain geophysical or cosmological phenomena like volcanic eruptions and solar flares. Likewise, data pertaining to fossils are time-independent data. When it comes to data with reference to location factors, meron tayong tinatawag na location-independent data. Ito yung mga independent of the location of objects, katulad po ng pure physics and chemistry. Kapag location-dependent data, ito naman po yung data in earth science and astronomy normally belongs to this category. Data on rocks are also location-dependent. Then yung sinasabi natin kanina na mga primary and so on, that is data with reference to the mode of generation. Yan yung primary data, reformative data, and predicted data. So we have, of course, data with reference to nature of quantitative values. Pag sinabi nating reference to nature of quantitative values, yan po yung determinable stochastic data. Okay? Kapag naman po data with reference to terms of expression, yun yung quantitative, semi-quantitative, and qualitative data. So yung sinasabi natin, laging nasa example, laging nasa textbook, yun po ay data with reference to terms of expression. Quantitative data, meron tayong tinatawag na semi-quantitative data. Pag sinabi natin semi-quantitative data, this data consists of affirmative or negative answer to post-question concerning different characteristics of the objects involved. Katulad po ng biology, classification of organism is based upon the set of yes and or no response to question concerning or morphologic, biochemical, and other characteristics of species, such as data are regarded as semi-quantitative kasi nga yes or no can be coded as 1 and 0 for obtaining numerical value. So kapag qualitative, alam naman natin yan, expressed in terms of definitive statement concerning scientific objects are qualitative. Qualitative data in a sense that are almost equivalent to established knowledge. Sabi nga natin, based sa interview natin. Okay. Kapag sinabi natin data with reference to mode presentation, nandiyan si numerical data. Pag sinabi numerical, syempre ano bang gagawin natin dyan? Pwedeng naka-graphic, pwedeng naka-symbolic. Ano po? Okay. Another of course is meron tayong tinatawag pa na types of data in social science. May nominal data, ordinal data, interval data. May magdi-discuss naman yan. Binibigay ko lang ng then ratio data. Pagdating sa reference to continuity, nandiyan si continuous data, discrete data. Pagdating sa number of characteristic, nandiyan si univariate data, bivariate data, multivariate data, statistically na siya. Pag reference to time, nandiyan si time series, nandiyan si cross-sectional data. Kapag sa reference to origin, nandiyan si continuous, nandiyan si secondary data. Okay? And so on and so forth. So, that's just only the basic. I'll just want to share the basic discussions of what we had during our undergraduate program nung tayo college. So, yan yung mga discussion. So, very Okay, so data literally means no anything that is given. Na they are facts or information used in discussing or deciding something. In short, the term data includes facts, figures, letters, symbols, words, charts, or graphs that represent an idea, object, or condition. Wait lang. So the terms thus connotes diverse things. Unlike codes, data are measured quantities or derive qualitative values. No, data constitute the basis of drawing conclusion, taking policy decision, and formulating and implementing plans. No, amenability to use, clarity, accuracy, and essence of the matter, aggregation, compression, and refinement are the properties of data. Because of these properties, data are usable in investigative studies. So in order to know the nature of data, it is first necessary to categorize them into various types. So while there is one set of data types in science, there is another in social science. No? Dependent upon the characteristic and categorization used, different data types can be derived. So by nature, no, data are either quantitative or qualitative. No? Quantitative data are numerical and qualitative data are descriptive. Ganun na makadaling intindihin yung dalawa. No? So the scope of data is truly vast. No? Data pervade all sciences, all investigations, all human activities, planning and implementation. They provide the basis for conclusion drawn. And all techniques no, used in research are aimed at collecting objective data, no, hindi subjective, which lead to the creation of new knowledge. The scope of data in library service cannot be overemphasized. No? Data sources form an equally important part of the library resources. So I think that's it for this topic. Thank you, presenter.
Thank